What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
I have Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And I have Robert Detoff.
Hi.
And tonight we are going to return with some more hateful comments. They love me not series. This is a segment that we do about comments that I have received in comments or on message boards, etc., that are just little filthy McNasties posting their negative thoughts. Jisk usually starts us off with some of the ones from message boards and such, so I'm going to allow him the opportunity to open with them.
Oh, perfect. So these are totally out of context, but I'm just going to kind of read them. I don't know what they're talking about, but this is kind of what it is. I might be up for it, although I'd have to sit out on the Bobby Skullface live. I just can't stand the guy. I'm not even sure why, to be honest, besides thinking he comes off as a snobby with his opinions.
Good grief.
I don't even know this was happening. But then there's more, because then there's people that reply to that. And this next guy says, Bobby's all right. It's the larger of personality he attracts. The ones that typify the elitist collector. That's what gets on my
What?
It keeps going. This thread goes for a little bit. So the guy says, that's fair. I just usually tune into his sit-down Saturdays, which is not bad, actually. Some valid points are usually made, or the collection display reviews, or whatever it's called. The second one is where my problem is, talking about the reviews. It's most people are genuinely proud of what they've displayed, but rather it's how they can only afford to display it. And the attitude seems to be you need the big bucks for shelves and lights to make your collection look good, museum-style displays, or don't bother. It gets under my skin. It's not that
you don't, though, right? Like it's obvious that you don't.
You don't need a whole lot of money.
The problem is that we look at this stuff and you have more money, like by 5, 10, 20 times invested in the figures than you do in the stuff to display them.
Yeah, don't tell me you're spending $5,000 on figures and you spend $160 on a shelf. Get out of here.
You can't sing the blues about being broke when your shelves are worth 1/8 of the amount of figures that you have on them.
So there's one last in this
Please.
thread where the one guy says the collection ones, the 4 dummy stuff in general, I don't bother with this as it just comes across as an opportunity to give that gobby D a platform other than Facebook to play the There's plenty of opportunity across social media to do that.
You got more, Jisk?
Oh, I got more, but that was just that one thread. This
Okay.
one says, I don't know what figure they're talking about, but the guy says the figure wasn't designed well, or it wasn't designed for that material instead of the material it was designed for. But he then goes on to talk about clear plastics, but then says, so yes, I'm sticking with the foolish. If one decides to start transforming something that's complex and made entirely of the stuff, one should expect it to look like Bobby Skullface handled it.
Fair. It's actually fair.
What the You know how many figures I handle a week?
I mean,
Let's
I think
see
you're
what the
just
next
a
one
little
is.
extra aggressive with things in general, but
All things?
all things.
This other guy says, while we're at it, it also needs to be said that Skullface clearly has a massive blind spot for the myriad ways people and reasons people like certain figures. The primary thing he seems to overlook or not even be able to grasp is that some people actually want their toys to be more than just an amazing shelf presence. I don't think he actually likes Transformers as toys.
That's not
more so as statues.
That's not true. Because I'll often point out, this is a really good toy, but it doesn't display well. So
He says it's often about how something may get transformed once or twice and then get put on a shelf.
I can't picture something with bad presence, but it's a fun toy. If it looks like crap, how's it a fun toy?
MMCE, the black version of Impactor, whatever that figure was, it was from the comics.
Right.
It's a fun toy. It works extremely well, but the display presence is next to zero.
Right.
Yeah, but they're few and far between. By and large, I think that, a good figure does everything you need it to do, including display well. And if the figure does everything but display well, and you think it's a good figure, I would argue that it does everything but one thing. And I agree with the point that the transformation could be a pain in the and then therefore be a problem with the figure. I would agree with that as well. I don't always think that something, just because it's expensive, makes it all that much better. It just depends. I think that Marvel Legends are kicking ass. I think that Black Series has pretty much put the SH Figuarts Star Wars stuff out of business. But I don't think you can say the same about Transformers, because Hasbro they just can't match this other shit. They can't. It's not their fault. The budgetary restraints don't allow for it. Yay. Anyway. Do you got any more, Jisk?
This guy said, I had to unsub from Skullface for garbage like this, among others.
Hate to
He
hear it.
comes with this thing from that one episode, said disdainfully, "My favorite is his weird bagging on Optimus figures coming with the axe." So that was his gripe about that.
I'm not ragging on the axe. I just, like, at this point, when you review 1,000 axes and they're all done the exact same way, it's just not the most exciting thing to look at.
Right. You know what was refreshing? The fish.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
See? It's like a Grimlock finally comes with a fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe Optimus should come with something besides an axe.
I agree. And keep the axe, but just give me something new also.
This, I think this may be the last one. This guy says, "I realized I hadn't seen a BSF video in ages. Went to check my opinion. Watched a few vids. Still a very in love with itself."
What's a
I don't know.
That's what it is.
Oh, God.
Little did they know how much I hate myself. So here's some that I have acquired over the course of time. This one's not too awful. It's just an example of something obnoxious that I get. It's quoting the video, what happened to G1 3P Masterpiece. It says, "And release all the characters." And they did. And then he answers that with, "Yeah, that's why I'm still waiting for Ransack, Barrage, and Venom in a real Crosshairs, not that crappy Ironhide repaint. And where are Joyride and Slapdash and all the later cassettes that were released after Ratbat? There's still a load of G1 characters that never got an update."
Yeah, that shout out to Slapdash.
It's just like, exactly. I don't even know who the that is. We don't like it the same way. That's
Right.
that's
And that's
like,
the response to like a lot of the ones that I read too. It's like, yeah, you just collect for different reasons.
yeah. Here's one on Display Challenges Part 3. He says, "The most insulting aspect of Robert's collection is here. When you realize what figure is behind the Peru kill, you will truly lose any and all respect for him as an individual. Unforgivable."
What was
What?
behind my Peru kill?
I don't know.
what?
I'll put a screenshot in it here, though. Here's one that was on TFW that was sent to me. It just says, "Also, if he thinks Zeta Superion is only 1 inch taller, I feel sorry for Mrs. Skullface."
Oh. How do they know that you have a little penis? How do they know? He's so proud of it because it shocks people. If you ask to see it, he'll show it to you.
Exclusives for dummies. This comment says, "Which one is the dumb that doesn't grasp customer retention?" So I'm not entirely sure.
That's probably Robert.
I think it was. So this next one was a jab at you.
Oh.
And it said, "Did Mrs. Skullface catch the vid, or is this her regular pace? She speaks so slow."
Oh my God. It's like,
A whole page full of O's.
I like that. Did you catch the vid?
that's kind of funny because like, I may be kind of slow on this show, but I feel like in general, I don't ever go slow.
Jason G on Who Are the Decepticon Justice Division. He said, "You better answer me, being my last question about fans toys, not building the rest of the combiners. I have 2 accounts and thumbs you up in both of them. If you don't answer me, I'm going to thumbs you down on both of these accounts from here on out."
What?
Yeah. So he had been commenting on a bunch of my videos about fans, toys, combiners, and me not addressing them, but I've addressed them countless times on Nerd Rage, on Sit Down Saturday, on For Dummies, like countless times. But because they haven't been in the videos that he's watched, he's been irritated about it.
Settle down, buddy.
Yeah. Here's one that was on TFC, Lucifer. This guy's been around for a while. He shits on me every now and then. Then he bigs me up every now and then. He says, "The materials of this figure feel super. Bobby Skullface is bull in more ways than one. Don't listen to him."
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Bobby Skullface is bull.
That's the ones where I hope we get some of these. They just come out and go, "Idiot."
Matt, he's coming.
I
He's
wanna
coming.
hear,
He's
like,
coming. Magic Square Minosaur. This is actually a pretty good comment. "Just because your thumb is double jointed doesn't mean you have to constantly have it freakishly bent backwards. It's disgusting."
That's fair.
All right, so here's the Dummy's favorite hateful comment guy. "Could you people speak up a little bit? I can't hear your lazy, low-teen, low-level voices." We actually got one on Nerd Rage recently.
Low-key?
A negative one?
Yeah,
Really?
and I kept this one. "Maybe you shouldn't talk about some things in this quote-unquote worldwide community." Who knows what I was talking about? But it was on the episode Slammiversary, so if you want to go back and check that out. "Make Toys Utopia." Here comes our friend again. "Can you speak up, you lazy... you lazy, stupid, masked idiot?"
We gotta get this guy on the show.
"I can't hear you doing your
My
review.
favorite, dude. I want that guy on.
Your voice is sound of suck."
Sound of suck.
This is one rush to market. Jeremy, he says, why can you never have your mask on straight? It doesn't seem that hard, especially since you seem to want to hide your identity. Unsubscribed.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
you're lost.
I love
You're lost.
Here's another one. This is on Deformation Crimson Wings versus Takara Starscream. You respond to every comment. It's really telling on your need for everyone to think you are cool and explain everything people don't like. Viewers don't want to hear 10 minutes about a couple or even 100 comments. It's a waste of time to address haters. It shows you feel like you have to explain away everything.
Is this like on a sit down Saturday?
Yeah, he's talking about housekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not every comment. It's just if I get a video that has like
Overwhelmingly
multiple. That say the same thing, you know?
Right.
I have this for every comment. This one is on Kang Toys Predaking. Your sister, 154, your sister, your mother, your girlfriend, your wife, your dad, all of them are in my DMs.
Good.
What are you doing, Laura?
Talking to him, apparently.
Here's one on Chug is Not for Children, Sit Down Saturday. This person just wrote two words, feeble opinion. The next one, the history of KFC, X-Transbots, and Ultra Magnus. You are nobody special. Take off the mask. You look ridiculous.
Oh, my God. God.
And then people think I got the nerve to love myself after this day in and day out. This one's Transformers third-party fans Project Pinchar, which was their snarl. This is our friend again. Enough talking about details and paint, you idiot. We get it. We get it when we see the figure. Details throughout the body.
What?
Oh, my God.
Idiot is the greatest thing.
Best
I need this guy in my life.
Best worst Transformers of 2021. Bob, you think people are jealous of you because you are the sucker they target to buy overpriced toys that you need a map to transform. We don't envy you. Trust. I think I speak for most. Who am I? Somebody who thinks you are a clown. This one is from Crown, the music video of last year. He was a fan.
On that.
He was a fan, unfortunately. He says, bruh, it breaks my heart to see you throw up all these occult hand gestures. It's just me throwing up like the rock on devil horns and saying time is fulfilled, the kingdom of God is at, and he gives me all the truth, the biblical scriptures. I love you, Bobby. And you can't say no one didn't give you the truth of Christ Jesus, the only truth there is. God bless your wonderful family, Bob Big Hands.
That he gave you. You got no excuse now. He gave you all the
yeah, he did that. He did that on purpose so I could burn in hell in case, you know what I mean? Like that's what's foul about him. If you think about what he did there, that's what's foul. He checked his box as a Christian so I can burn in hell for just feeling a way about saying rock on, dudes.
You can't say nobody didn't tell you.
It's not okay, really, if you think about it. Here's our friend again. You should change your mind and love the light piping on these figures, you freaking idiot.
Light piping.
He doesn't always say idiot, does he?
Yeah, I'm going to show screenshots in all the video. All right, here's one for Trans Art Mighty Guardian. Every time I review cheap and I say I don't love it, people get super mad.
Why?
For a reviewer, he's doing absolutely as little effort as possible. Half of the floppy elements could have been preemptively affixed to at least make the review more watchable. And then he starts complaining about the design. The design is as accurate as the low polygon show allowed. I also see several moments where excessive force was used, as if he hoped it'd break to about it as well. We should talk.
Oh, that's just how he is.
We should talk like this about some of the later MP figures and then enjoy the real of the G1 purists. Does also not look that professional, to be exact. One reply of Bobby in the comments, and it's about someone providing valid criticism. Bobby's comment is a clown face.
If anybody wants to know, like, they give a shortcut to my name. The shortcut to my name in the chat is a clown.
Way to deal with the critique, Bob. There are the only points of critique I'll make. I'll check back in a year to see if the content is more fun to watch, because besides cheap plastic, this told me exactly nothing. I mean, cheap plastic's pretty big. Here's somebody that once again reminded me that the W in Swords is silent. They always feel a need. They love to show me how smart they are. They're so smart. All these guys are so smart. Here's one. Why can't you pronounce the feet properly? Another smart guy.
Oh,
they're very smart. Everybody's so very, very educated. That's our last one for tonight. So
They're getting nicer.
yeah.
Found one more that.
You got one more?
I found one more that says, Bobby making mistakes in his videos. say it ain't so.
I want to see a female auctioneer, and I want to see a new fridge.
I want to see the definition of the word idiot.
Bobby with the mask on with a wig on his head.
Yeah, I need to see Laura's favorite potatoes.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wait, I have not
wanna
ever
see
talked about potatoes.